Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. In this video, I'm going to talk about my first 2-week trip to Spain that also includes my first experience driving in Europe. I'll talk about the decision to shorten my trip, what it means when you cancel an Airbnb, and I'm also going to touch on the importance of starting your 401k ASAP. If you are new here, I have created this channel to help you learn about how to travel, adventure, and have fun on the road to financial independence. I have spent the last few years traveling the world. I bought and paid off a house in Spain. I've hustled like crazy and have used all of this to help me move toward financial independence. I believe that the road to financial freedom can and should be fun. I hope that you'll jump on this journey with me, no matter where you're starting from. Okay, let's jump in by talking about some things I now do differently when I travel, thanks to the great experience of making mistakes. I'm always looking for a deal. When I booked my travel from Greece to Spain, the cheapest flights were to Madrid, but I was staying near Valencia, 4 hours away. I was like, cool, no worries, I'll just fly to Madrid and catch a train to Valencia where I'll pick up my rental car. Once I landed in Madrid, I realized that the main train station was in the city, so first I had to take a train from the airport into the city. That actually took me a while to figure out. Once I got to the main train station, the high-speed train ticket was about $80 and would take me about 2 hours to get to Valencia. Long story short, if I could do it again, I'd just pay to fly to Valencia. It would probably end up being cheaper and save me a ton of hassle, time, and money anyway. So, funny story on that high-speed train. I am literally running to catch the train after grabbing a salad that I could eat on the way. I jump into the nearest car. I approached an employee who was cleaning and asked, "May I sit anywhere, or is there somewhere specific?" She told me to feel free to sit anywhere. I found a spot with a table and hoisted my bag up into the luggage holder above. Just a couple of minutes later, the conductor came through my car and was asking for my tickets. I gave him mine when he began to fuss at me that I was in the wrong car, but it was all in Spanish. He pointed to the ticket and showed me that I was supposed to be in car number 12. I was embarrassed, and his attitude wasn't making it any better. I was especially frustrated because I had specifically asked so that I wouldn't sit in the wrong place. I grabbed my bag and began the walk of shame up to car 12. When I made it up there, I found another seat with a table, and once I got settled, I began to open my salad so that I could eat. A couple of minutes later, the conductor was making his way through our car when he now began to fuss at me about eating my salad and told me I couldn't eat. I was so confused, and again, he was so rude. After he walked away, a nice gentleman across the road from me smiled and said quietly, "Do you not know about the silent car?" I just looked at him like, "What?" He went on to explain that car 12 was a silent car and that no one in this car is allowed to talk, eat, or make noise. He then said I'd be fine to finish my salad and not to worry about it, which I did as I was incredibly hungry. I'm not really wired to be a rule breaker, but I took the opportunity with permission from the friendly stranger. There are probably other train etiquette rules that I'm not aware of, so if you know of any, please let us know in the comments. I really do try not to be that American when I travel, but there is definitely a learning curve sometimes. I got to Valencia and rented my car fairly easily. It was the first time I'd driven a stick in quite some time, but it's just like riding a bike. Driving in Spain has become really comfortable for me. They have great roads, the highways don't draw a lot of traffic, and I'm just in love with the roundabouts. I enjoyed 2 wonderful weeks in Spain that eventually would play a part in buying a home not far from where I stayed. At this point in my trip, I was nearing 4 months and I was terribly homesick. I was about to head to Iraq to visit my coworkers for a couple of weeks and decided that I would fly home after that and not finish the following 3 months I had planned. I've traveled now both with a friend and solo, and I think for me, in order to solo travel, I need some relational time with friends or family built in along the journey. I didn't have the entire 3 months booked, but I did have a 1-month stay in Montenegro that I would need to cancel. AIRBNB allows hosts to choose from a few different options concerning a cancellation policy. The options are flexible, moderate, and strict. If you are staying for 1 month or longer, if you cancel, you are required, no matter the cancellation policy, to pay for the first 30 days, regardless of reason for the cancellation. I generally try to book a stay for a month or more in order to take advantage of discounts offered for month-long stays. However, the cancellation policy is one of those risks you have to take in order to get those great rates. In this case, I was out less than $300 as I had booked a house for an entire month in Montenegro for $257. Okay, so I've had several people ask me to start talking about investment advice. So today we're going to cover the best first step in investing, which is generally a 401k. I'd like to quickly mention that I am not a financial advisor, simply sharing my personal opinions based on my experiences. Please seek professional advice before investing. Hopefully, if you work for an employer that offers a 401k, you are already taking advantage of this option. Or maybe you're like Phoebe from Friends, who refers to it as a 401k, and you're still not really sure what it is. In either case, hopefully we all learned something here today. Let's start with the basics. A 401k is a program sponsored by your employer that allows you to allocate a portion of your wages into a retirement investment account pre-tax. Many employers choose to offer a match up to a certain percentage. For example, one of my previous employers offered a 6% match. If I put in 2%, they would match it with another 2%. If I put in 6%, they would match it with 6%. I could still choose to put in more. For example, if I contributed 10%, they would still contribute 6%. Generally, an employer match is one of the main reasons that you should get your 401k started ASAP. It's free money that you don't want to miss out on. One thing to know about a 401k is that because it is a retirement plan, there are rules about when you can take it out without penalty, typically close to 60 years old. Now, don't worry if you aren't planning to be with your employer for long. That money is yours and can simply be rolled over into an IRA, which stands for Individual Retirement Account. So, when you choose to invest with your employer 401k, they usually have a list of different funds that you can choose to invest in. It's different than having a brokerage account in the stock market where you purchase shares of specific businesses. Instead, these are managed funds. Each fund invests in a variety of businesses. Some of these funds are aggressive and have more risk, while others are moderate or low risk but tend to grow at a slower pace. The amount of options you'll have depend on what your plan offers, but don't let all of this overwhelm you. It's easy to look up each fund and see what they invest in and what the risk level is. You can then say what percentage of your contribution you want to go to which funds. You could contribute 100% to one fund or break it up in smaller increments. I'd recommend at least a few different funds so that your investments are diversified. Never good to put everything all into one basket. A lot of people start out with a small amount invested, but let's also talk about maxing out your contribution. The max amount that can be invested into a 401k each year varies year by year and is determined by the government. In 2021, the maximum contribution is $19,500. So if you make $40,000 per year, you would need to contribute almost 50% of your salary in order to max out your 401k. If you make $100,000 per year, you would need to contribute 19.5% in order to max out your contribution. Now, let's talk for a minute about the difference you see in your paycheck. I recently increased my contribution to my 401k. My paychecks are $500 less now, which is a bit of an adjustment. But because my 401k contribution is pre-tax, the amount that goes into my 401k for each paycheck is over $700. That's a big difference. If I get 24 paychecks in a year, that's an extra $4,800 invested every year. Over the course of 20 years, that's almost $100,000 extra that I got to invest because of the fact that it was pre-tax. That doesn't even count the rest of my contribution. That's just what I'm saving because of the tax benefit. And if I average about 10% profit each year in the stock market, that $100,000 will actually be close to $300,000. I hope the tax benefit is really starting to click for you right now. Making small sacrifices right now will really pay off in the long run. It's all about time and consistently investing. When the market is up and when the market is down, you keep investing. If you are wondering if there is a 401k plan available for you through your employer, contact your HR department. It's considered a company benefit, so it's usually made available with your other benefits. Some employers may require a 30 or 90-day period of employment before being able to begin investing in your 401k. Do yourself a favor and start your 401k today. Let me know in the comments if you're already investing in a 401k, if you have questions about it, and please let me know if this has inspired you to get your 401k going. In the next video, I will tell you about leaving Spain, a few quick days in Dubai, my 2-week stay in Iraq, and I'll share a bit about savings accounts and paying off debt. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe, tap the like button, and join me on this road where travel and adventure build financial freedom. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.